Ooh, what's up, Canada?
Hey, Chris.
That is the greatest shirt I've seen today. Like, well done.
Skeeter was black, right?
Dude, he was black. Like, he was black. It's like you ever watch Arthur? Like Buster was. Yeah, Brain was black. Yeah, Brain was definitely black.
So tough act to follow with Sean up here, but
Oh, did I just miss Sean? How great was that?
great would be one way.
Who got insulted?
I think everyone, but yeah.
It was your hair. Your hair. You being Asian. Was it Asian or hair?
No, surprisingly, had nothing to do with
Really? Wow, good for him. He's growing. He's growing. Yeah. What'd you get? Hair. I got the hair. Who else? Nose. Even nose. Bro, why? That's fine. It's whatever. It's fine. It scares me, but whatever.
How much time have you spent with Sean leading up to this fight? Because you did some training in Colorado too, right?
Yeah, I just popped out there. It was early in camp. I'm one of those guys to where I'm honestly, like, looking back at it, everybody's kind of pointed out I do much better when I'm not in camp for 12 weeks. Like, I kind of I burn myself out and I freak out. So the first couple of weeks we kind of burned. We're still training hard, but I went around. I went out to Factory X for a little bit. Got to work with Coach Mark Montoya, which is really fun. I always say there's no thing as a perfect gym. Every gym's got things they're great at. And, like, Coach Mark, I mean, I get to train with Eric, one of the best coaches in the game, and Nate. But Coach Mark Montoya has a different, like, philosophy and way of fighting. So it's kind of cool to go out there and work with him. He helped out a lot. Got to work with Josh Friend, who was fun. I got beat up by, what's his name, Justin Jacoby, who's, like, just better than me. I was like, yeah. Justin Jacoby's one of those guys, you spar, I'm like, you're just better than me. Like, all right, fine, like, screw it. So it was a good experience, though. I got some different mentality about things. But as far as the Sean thing, I see Sean every day of the week, like Monday, except for Sundays, thank God now. It used to be 7 days a week, but now I see him Monday through Saturday. So, I don't know, he's always, we got 2 different fights, 2 different camps, but he's always there. He's always helpful. So, spend a lot more time with Sean is probably healthy for a normal person.
Yeah, even Jesus needed 1 day off, right?
Fuck right, God, he bought his house, so like now, like I don't come home and have him yelling at me. Like, you don't know how many times we like live like literally across like from here to the wall from each other. So I come home, but first thing I hear is like Kurt. I'm just like, oh my God, like bro, go home. I'll be in my house, he's just there. Like, I'll be in my bathroom, just open the door, like, what's your problem, Miss Kurt? I was like, oh no, I'm taking a shit, bro. Like, what's my problem though? So it's kind of nice not having the random Sean appearances.
Is the Colorado stuff all kind of part of this mental refresh you're trying to do, getting off social media, just maybe trying a little bit of a break here? Is this all kind of part of the plan?
Most definitely. Like, I think my biggest thing is, like, so I'm someone who's very hard on himself. Like, I've always been hard on myself. I've always wanted to be better than the guy next to me, and when I'm not, it, like, eats me up inside. So I think the big issue for me was, like, the Nasruddin fight. The last fight was such a dumb fight for me to, like, in hindsight, all of my coaches and my managers were like, you should probably take some time, like, after the Kelvin fight. It was a really hard camp. Like, I was mentally and physically, I was kind of beat up from the camp, but more so than anything, mentally, I was just fucking tired, bro. Like, I was really tired. I was frustrated. I beat myself up that camp and then have it go down that way in a fight that I thought, like, came down to, like, one moment in the second round. It freaking, like, crushed me, man. So, like, to immediately go into another fight, everybody around me was like, Chris, we should probably wait a little bit. But I've known my entire life making bad choices and not listening. So for me, instead of, like, you know, taking time to refresh and come to grips with stuff, I'm like, I'll just jump back in and do shit. And went back to another hard physical camp when I was already, like, mentally not in the greatest space. And, like, that was a miserable camp, bro. That was such a miserable camp. I'm so, like, mad about about the Gastelum thing. I'm trying to, like, figure out what went wrong. And it was just dumb. And, like, I should have listened. So we got this one. We're cool with it, fine. My coaches and my manager all know that I need, you know, I'm really good on, like, 5 weeks. I'm always in shape. 5 weeks is perfect. So they're like, hey, man, let's keep training, but let's go do some shit. Get away from Vegas. Get away from all the same people. See different things. Like, you know, like, train hard all you want, but do it somewhere else. Like, see things. Have fun. So that was a big thing. Is, you know, Colorado was a good experience, but it was fun for me. And, like, I haven't really been having fun in camp in, like, a few years now. Honestly, since I got to the UFC, which is kind of, like, ironic, but, you know, try to make it more fun for myself and just, you know, enjoy. Remember, I enjoy this. Like, I love this.
Hey, Chris, right here. So you mentioned...
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much. Good to talk to you.
So you mentioned going to Factory X, and obviously I don't think he was there for this camp, but Julian Marquez, I know, fought Marc-Andre last year. Was it good for the coaching staff to sort of hone in on Marc-Andre just because Julian was preparing him for him last year anyways?
Ironically, we didn't hone in on Marc-Andre at all. It was more so about not so much who I'm fighting, because who you fight changes. Who you fight, I mean, he could I like Marc-Andre, cross your fingers. He could trip down the stairs, break his ankle today. I could be fighting somebody else come Saturday. So it's not really so much as about who you're fighting that's going to change. There's always different intangibles in that. It's more so about what am I consistently doing or not doing that's creating issue. So that was something kind of nice too. I'm trying to focus less on the guy I'm fighting and more about, how can I make myself a more consistent package? Because honestly, I have to remember that I'm damn good at what I do. There are things I do consistently well, and there are things I do consistently bad. So it's kind of now we're just, hey, let's keep doing the things we do great. Let's keep doing it, but let's start cutting back on a few of those things we do consistently bad that are getting me in trouble at this level.
How different are things going into this fight than, say, your last one, just because of the switch up in camp? Like you said, not on social media, not doing much media. How are things different for you?
God, personalized, it's great. Being on social media was such a godsend. Oh man, I don't really want to go back. I was back on for 4 days because I needed so hey, fun story. If you guys ever don't have a phone number, you don't have social media, you are fucked. It is. No one has phone numbers. None of my teammates have each other. This is miserable. So I had to get back on to get a phone number from a teammate. Now I'm back off again. But even those 3 days on, man, you realize you spend time doom scrolling. You're kind of oh, nothing's going on. Pop your phone up when you're scrolling. And what do you see? You see people a lot of fake shit. You see people all these fucking fitness influencers doing their BS. All their other influencers doing their BS. You see people complain about shit. People dying and it's so toxic for your mind. Even me and my lady, we both got off social media, and she's she got back on to post some stuff, and she's oh, this is miserable. 3 days in, and she's I'm depressed. So, just being unplugged from it, and then as far as the sport, am I hitting the micro? Being unplugged from it, as far as the sport goes too. I have really great fans, but I think that just I get overwhelmed with the interactions at times, and I'm naturally a combative person, I'm a talkative person, so I get drawn into that that downward spiral too quickly. It's just who I am, and everybody's different. Some guys, it rolls off their backs. For me, for the most part, I'm fine. But if I'm feeling a certain way that day, it's gonna strike a nerve. I'm gonna be on a warpath. It's just better to be unplugged from it, man. Like I said before, it's a lot of peace of mind for me. We're still battling that part in camp to where I'm constantly judging myself, and I'm never happy with anything I do. It's great. We film all my sparring, and it's freaking wonderful because every day I feel like I lose sparring. Every single day, this entire camp, I'm I lost my rounds. And my coaches are I don't even know why we talk to you. Just go watch the video. I'll go watch the video. I won my rounds. But, it's never enough for me. And that's just a personal thing. I got to figure that shit out. I don't know what to do. I kind of envy Sean in that point, man. I've never seen a dude who's got the ability to be heated and then just let it roll off his back and be okay, well, moving on. And, I got to that's something I got to take from him, actually. So we're working on that. But this camp's just been great, man. I've kind of unplugged. We still have those mental battles, but I'm kind of just unplugged from it all and just focused on me and Marc-Andre. Everything else, it's noise. I'll deal with it later.
Speaking of Strickland, do you like being on the same card as him, or would you prefer to not be on the card just because your coaches will be tied up and all that, right?
I think we're far enough apart that it's not going to be too bad. It's kind of weird. It's cool. I don't think we've ever fought in the same car before. It kind of sucks, though, because I prefer to have him in his corner. I prefer to be more supportive than I am now. But I'm a big boy. He's a big boy. We'll be fine. But honestly, I kind of like it. I'm probably only up here right now because Strickland's headlining this. And I was okay, well, he's first. So, hey, you know what? I love being up here, but I'll definitely, use ride in the wake of the Strickland show. And just it's fun for me to see you guys have to deal with it. And it's really fun being there on fight week and being so close to watch everyone else have to suffer. And you're how do you do this? I'm yeah, I'm a fucking saint. You guys, yeah, I'm a saint. You guys owe me.
And just last one for me, who will be in your corner for this fight if Sean isn't?
One of my teammates, Devin, is here. He's going to be here with me along with Nate and everybody else. Devin's about as awkward and pace-heavy guy as you can get who's not Marc Andre, just an awkward guy. He's going to run at you, punching, try to push from the cage, try to shoot takedowns. So Devin's just an awkward freaking round. So he's going to be here, just help me this week, whatnot. But honestly, we've got like half of Extreme Couture's big guy practice here, so fun times.
Chris, right here.
Right
you
here.
mentioned. Sorry.
Who's
You
talking?
Right
Okay, I was like, what's happening? All right.
You mentioned how toxic things are online. I think in Vancouver you met one of your trolls. Was it Vancouver?
Yeah, it was Vancouver, yeah.
Have you met anyone here?
No, actually, here's been cool, but I haven't left my room really. But yeah, here's been fine. But yeah, I did meet a troll in Vancouver, which only goes to serve, it only like reinforces my point. I'll say this, people are like, oh, if you can't handle criticism, not everybody who says shit's a troll. I'm like, no, bro. Like, once again, I've never met anybody in person who can keep the same energy as they have online. It's just makes me realize, like I said before, man, like social media is just a refuge of cowards. And I just don't have the patience for it anymore. I'm old. I've got kids. Like, I wake up, my knees hurt now. I just don't have the patience for it, man. I just really don't.
I feel that. Marc Andre has said that you are his ticket to the top 15. Does that add any motivation for you coming Saturday?
I mean, not really. Honestly, I was Brendan Allen's ticket. I was Phil Hauser's ticket and a lot of other people's tickets, and I sent them right back. Oh, shit, Brendan Allen got there, so good job him. He's killing shit. But everyone says that, and people are like, oh, you're a gatekeeper. I'm like, okay, but you still can't come in. Like, you can come and gatekeeper all you want. You can't come in. So, like, yeah, so you can believe that, and that's fine. Like, Marc Andre's tough. I like Marc Andre, but everything you do, you're good at, I'm better at. I think I'm a better striker than you. I think I'm a better grappler than you. I think, honestly, my cardio matches yours, if not better. So, like, I'm not really sure what your plan is. You're either going to have to push me against the cage and try to stall for all life, which I'm better in the clinch than you, and I'll cut you down, or you're going to try to play outside and, try to pull my least favorite game plan. And that's fine. We've spent a lot of time working on that anyway. So, I mean, I can be a ticket all you want. A lot of fucking missed flights happen every day, man. So it's whatever.
Just a quick one. You said you haven't left your room. Is that just the weather?
It is cold here. It is a frozen hellscape. And, like, I love Canada. I love Canada. You guys really do. I love Toronto. You guys are awesome. But it is a frozen, cold, like, just, I don't know why you live here. It's just, like, the opposite end of the spectrum from Phoenix right now. And Phoenix is too hot for people to live. Like, it's too cold to be here. Beautiful city, but I hate the weather here, and this is fucking miserable.
This has been a warm winter.
I'm from Ohio, which makes me ashamed. Everybody from Ohio is right now, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I've been out of Ohio for like 7 or 8 years now, and I've lost my cold weather immunity. Like, the combination of just, like, honestly, I'm not going to lie, I'm being a bitch about it. And second, like, I'm really skinny right now. I was like really good camp, a lot of cardio. My body fat's really low. So, like, every wind, every breeze is just cutting through me. Like, I'm old, guys. This is like last year's the first year. Like, I wake up, my knees hurt. So now I wake up today, and I'm like, why are we here? I was looking out my window. I was like, why did we, like, I love you guys. But, like, can we come here when it's warm? Like, why do we do this? This is so weird. I hate this. There are warm places.
Chris in the front right here. Will you talk to the referee about headbutts and stuff when he's coming in to give you your, like, go over the rules and stuff?
I mean, no, because apparently, like, who was it? Was it the last one? Not Nasruddin. That's the rules between a clash of heads and a headbutt are stupid. Like, so they called Herzog. I think it was Herzog, wasn't it? Called the Gaslam a clash of heads. But I was like, I was moving. I was above him, and he came up. I didn't come down. I was up and going backwards. It was weird. And then the Imavov fight, they're like, oh, it was a clash of heads. I was like, I was moving backwards, and you can't, like, I don't. So you know what? It doesn't matter because, like, I mean, no matter what happened, it's going to be a clash of heads. So unless he's, like, diving forward, so I'm just not gonna. I can't worry about it. Like, I can't. It's in the past. It happens. It's not the first time or the second time or third time I've been headbutted. Being a southpaw is one of those things that, like, everyone's like, oh, you're a southpaw, you're lucky. Like, well, the opposite side of that is, like, you're going to get run into when you're a 5'10" southpaw. So it is what it is, man. Like, fuck it. I can't worry about it. I'm just sitting here. Like, I'm expecting to get stitches. Like, it's fine.
Well, Marc Andre said he promises to keep it clean, no headbutts.
Dude, Marc Andre's a good dude. I like him. And, like, I don't think he'd do it intentionally, but also we just happen to fly into, apparently I just have, like, I got a big-ass head, so apparently it has a orbit. and it has like gravity and like shit's just pulled into it. So I don't know, man. I know he's a good dude. I like Marc Andre, but I'm expecting to get stitches from a headbutt today, or Saturday. I just accept it. Like, all right, such is life. It's fine.
Hi, Chris. One over here. Hi, Chris. One over here on this side. To your right.
No, it was,
Hello, sir.
I thought it was him talking.
John Strickland's buddy here.
Oh, oof.
So the first time I ever interviewed you was way back in June 2018. If you can remember, you had just got that huge.
I don't remember yesterday.
Huge Now Contender series. You didn't get signed, and you told me that day you were done with MMA. You fought 17 times since then. Not that it's going to happen anytime soon. What does the perfect retirement look like for you when that day finally comes?
What you just asked is the scariest question you can ask a professional fighter, especially a professional fighter that's in his mid-30s, or technically mid to late 30s now. I don't know, man. I don't know what that day looks like. I have been doing this professionally for 13 years now, 14 years. I kind of put all my eggs in one basket, man. I closed off a lot of other avenues when I was younger to pursue this. This is what I'm sorry, my phone is going off. This is annoying. This is what I chose to do, man. Ever since I was a 12-year-old kid, this is all I've ever wanted to do was fight people. I thought it'd be more like Street Fighter and Tekken and like cool shit and lasers and whatnot, but it's not a thing. But all I've ever wanted to do was fight. And after Contenders, I was so heartbroken because not only just want to fight, but I think the first UFC I ever watched was my dad had a VHS of Tito and was it Tito and Vitor? I think it was Tito and Vitor. It was the UFC in the Bayou, whatever the hell that one was. Maybe it was Vitor and Vanderlei, I don't know. But ever since then, I was like, I'm gonna be in the UFC. I want to be in the UFC. I want to be in the UFC. And I was I was 31, 32 in Contenders, whatever. And I was already getting up there. I already had been passed over a bunch for the opportunity to fight in the UFC. I felt like I was ready. And getting that door closed in my face broke me, man. I was like, I've given my entire life for this. All I wanted to do was be in the big show. And not just be there. I wanted to see how far I can go. So having that door closed in your face hurts, man. When your entire identity is Chris the Fighter, what do you do when you're denied, your chance to be, on the biggest platform on the world, on the big stage? So that hurt a lot, man. But hey, we kept at it. We kept fighting because I love fighting. I don't know what else I'm gonna do. I really didn't level up any other skills besides unarmed combat. I can't go be a botanist or whatever. Nah, man. All my points went in unarmed combat. So it's cool to be here. It's cool that worked. But as far as where's the end? I don't know, man. That's the scary part. When does Jim Miller think it's over? How old is he? 41? Yeah, freaking. Even in this division alone, what is his name? Other large black man, top 5. Cannonier. Thank you. Yeah, good work. Cannonier is what? 39, 40. Yeah, 40. Freaking. Even Pereira is 39 up there. He's 36. Yeah, a little older than me. So, there's people older than me. I like to look at them when's enough is enough, man. I think. Everybody wants to be on top. Everybody, even more so than that, everybody wants to see how far they can go. So it's kind of hard to know, when's it over, when my body can't do it anymore.
I have one more much less scary question.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah,
that was dark.
Just about the main event. I assume you're picking Sean to win. I would hope so anyway. How do you break that down? How does he get it done?
Oh, man. This is going to be a circus. I want to use this. People use the term war. I prefer circus. There are certain fighters that have wars, and there are certain fighters that create circuses. Julian Erosa is another fighter. Julian doesn't have wars. I call those circuses because you're just what the hell's happening? Things start going. He starts doing weird stuff. He's a circus guy, and I think Dricus is a circus guy, man. I would never hold Dricus up as the pinnacle of kickboxing technique, a technical kickboxer. But it's just weird. He's running at you. It's almost angry flailing. And it's feral almost. But it creates a circus. So that's the big unknown for me. People oh, his cardio's better now. You're not going to tire Sean out. We'll have 3 people attack Sean. He's still not. He'll die before he lets somebody outwork him. So he's not going to outwork Sean. I don't see that anywhere. He's not going to hold Sean down. I've seen Sean essentially squat Ankalaev to get up. It's not worried about Dricus holding him down. I'm just curious about how messy this gets. Like, Dricus is a messy guy. Sean tends to be messy in pockets, but he tends to be very clean. So it's completely different clash of style and mentality. I just don't know how it goes. If anything, I think Dricus is most dangerous his first round and a half, maybe 2 rounds. Even with the what's the last fight he had that looked really good? Whitaker. He looked better in the Whitaker fight, but like as a fighter, I'll say he slowed down the second round. Like I watched it slow down, but Whitaker slowed down more, never really got started. So his cardio did look better, but like I watched him slow down there in a fight that like he controlled the pace. And even at the pace he controlled, he kind of like couldn't maintain it the way he wanted. And, you know, I cornered Sean when he fight Abus off of like 11 days notice and like keep pushing the pace until we had to say, hey man, I went in the third round. I told him like, slow down. Like I need you to slow down. Like you won't say, I know you're not going to stop, but I need you to stop for me so we don't do this. So the first round and a half, I think Dricus is going to be really dangerous. It's going to be really scary. But the moment we hit past 1.5 rounds, I think Sean's going to absolutely fucking dog walk him. Thank you, Canada.